preserving farmland. This petition before you does not do any of those things. 150 acres of this petition seeks to rezone industrial will be transformed into a landfill if petitioners have their way. I mean, how can we dispute that? This land is designated by your comprehensive plan as agricultural or future residential under all the scenarios of the plan, whether it's aggressive or balanced growth. Indeed, the only industrial zoning that I found in the comprehensive plan envisions the northwest quadrant of Greensburg. I submit to you that it is simply not good planning in the spirit of the comprehensive plan. The state statute, when amending your zoning ordinance, instructs you that you must consider current conditions, the most desirable use of the land, the conservation of property values, and the responsible development and growth of the community. In making your recommendation on this petition, I hope you consider those factors. I hope you can come to the understanding and belief that a 150-acre landfill in this area would not serve any of those factors. Indeed, while I have practiced law use for 25 years, I sit on the Greenwood Planning Commission. I have always intended to encourage those who came before me to reach out to the public, discuss the issues, see if there can be some kind of a compromise. That's what I did with Mr. Garson. I called him up on November 16th, and I said, "Can you tell me about your petition?" He said, "Well, I have to talk to my attorney." I said, "Fine. Who is that? I'll call him." "Well, he's in-house." I said, "Well, fine. Call me back." And he gentlemanly did call me back and said, "I don't want to talk to you. I don't have to talk to you." That's the first time in my practice of 25 years I've ever had that type of response by counsel or any other party. Now, I don't think I acted perturbed. I may have acted shocked, but I didn't act perturbed. How can we discuss these issues if the petitioner refuses to do so? Well, I believe it's because he wants you to make a decision without any obligation on his part. If you have the right to require written commitments under the statutes of this state, this will be your only time. You'll be able to see this petition. You'll make a recommendation to the commissioners. The commissioners will make a determination, and I'm sure you already know those. And then, if it is approved and it is rezoned, it'll go before the BCA. But you'll never see this petition again, and you'll miss an opportunity to require commitments on the development of this property. I handed you a booklet beforehand. And Exhibit 1 is an aerial view of the landfills proposed. I think that speaks volumes. It is farmland on the west side of County Road 280. Residential property borders it to the south. The landfill in the east, Decatur Hills, received 28,000 tons of waste in the last quarter of 2009. Less than 20% of that was from Decatur County. The rest was from surrounding counties. Yes, Decatur County did receive $64,000 in fees to allow dumping 23,000 tons of waste from other counties into your landfill. I suggest, however, that is not a very fair trade. A petition of this magnitude must have, at a minimum, extensive commitments on its operations and development. Mr. Newman informs me none are proposed. You, as a zoning authority, may require a needs assessment. It's called a needs assessment from the Decatur County Solid Waste Management District before any consideration of any application to locate a landfill in your jurisdiction. I'm aware of no such needs assessment from the county. Indeed, I would question whether there even is a need in Decatur County for this landfill. This landfill will profit out-of-state private investors. Kalamazoo, Michigan, where I had to call Mr. Garson, and put at risk the general welfare of your community. Surely that is not in the best interest of the community. Some of your neighbors would like to speak also, and with your designation as president, I believe they will be brief and to the point.
Yes, you would like to speak. I don't think I can hit all those points, but I'll try to hit a few of them. First off, my name is Gary. Secondly, we called Southside Landfill in Indianapolis, not Kalamazoo. The comprehensive plan, you made several references to that. The comprehensive plan doesn't even recognize the existence of that landfill. So that I made that point last time I was here. I also indicated last time that the solid waste management district, in their solid waste management plan, does recognize the presence of the landfill, does plan for the needs of solid waste disposal for Decatur County, and in that plan indicated that we would be back in about 20 years to ask for reconsideration of possible expansion. It's about 20 years. But I also, so we're back, it's 20 years. I need to correct Mr. O'Neill. In all the other steps we've been through, this same process, the area where we have sat down and negotiated the kinds of things that he's talking about is at the stage where we've gone for a special use permit. We don't even know at this point how much of that property can or would be used for an eventual landfill. I'm serious when I said there's nothing to negotiate at this point. We will sit down with the neighbors, and we will negotiate some of the same kinds of things that he talked about at the appropriate time. He mentioned that the only benefit this county is getting is $64,000. That's not true. $64,000 goes to the solid waste management district. He left out all of the other economic benefits that this county is reaping from the fact that that facility is located here in Decatur County. He indicated that we are eventually going to be having a 150-acre landfill. That's not true. I mean, there are all kinds of setbacks that we have to adhere to. And in the negotiations at that point, there may be some give and take on how much of the land that we could use eventually becomes a landfill. And I would guess that the amount of property that eventually would be used for a landfill is substantially less than that 150 acres. He indicated that I said I didn't have to talk to him. It must have been a different conversation. I said that I didn't want to talk to him, and I wouldn't talk to him. I didn't say I didn't have to talk to him. And I think I made it clear that at the right time I would. And there are probably others, but I couldn't write fast enough. Thank you.
Anyone else from the audience care to speak? State your name.
My name is Meyer and Decatur. We live directly across from the landfill. So the new proposed landfill, I take it, if it's not a landfill, it's going to be a golf course or a parking lot for trucks, I don't care. It's going to be a landfill. So we might as well talk about that and put it right on the table. He talks about the impact to the local economy, but as he mentioned, that half the employees at the Decatur County landfill, according to license plates, do not live in Decatur County. This is not the first time around the block for these people to establish landfills, so they know the protocol that they should take place with the neighbors rather than just being resistant and obstinate or whatever the word might be. The one paper, the two papers that really stand out, we're talking about the new Decatur Hills landfill, but the only problem with that is a letter dated November 17, 2010. And this letter came from IDEM, or Indiana Department of Environmental Management, to Mr. John Bockelman. And I just circled what it states here because this brings up a lot of issues that they don't want to talk about. And the biggest thing I circled was a paragraph in that, which I'm sure they have in their files, and IDM has in files, so you all can go to Indianapolis or pull up the computer and find it yourself. But the demonstration, they say the demonstration suggests that the source of elevated chloride could be from the neighboring Decatur County landfill. and proposes that the maximum historical values for chloride and sodium from monitoring well 201